Hanane Morchid, Head of Sustainable Development and Innovation at the OCP Group. We are pleased to welcome you today to this solar farm, which is part of the first phase of the 200 megawatt solar program. This farm itself has a capacity of 105 megawatts and is one of the 3 farms that we are presenting today. So the OCP Group's solar program is part of the Sustainable Development Strategy aimed at achieving carbon neutrality by 2040. Of course, with an intermediate goal in 2030 of achieving self-sufficiency in electrical energy and decarbonizing all direct emissions, as well as those related to electrical energy. So this involves the 1.2 gigawatt program by 2027 that the OCP Group announced as part of its green investment plan. And this first phase of 200 megawatts is part of that framework. We are pleased to have successfully completed this phase since the 3 farms are operational and are supplying energy. We are also able to transport solar-generated electricity from the farms we have here to our industrial facilities, particularly to power the seawater desalination plant we have established at Gurf Losfa, which today supplies both our industrial operations at Gurf and the drinking water needs of the city of El Jadida, the region, and even part of Casablanca. The costs are extremely attractive since we are talking about a kilowatt hour cost of 0.356. So a cost that is still extremely attractive and very competitive compared to all the records set on the market. This also explains why we believe that sustainable development is more than just a strategy. Sustainability itself is also a business strategy since it allows us to reduce our energy costs and therefore our operating costs, while also giving us the opportunity to make our operations greener. The next phase, is reaching 600 megawatts, so an additional 400 megawatts, which itself is being developed in stages. The first phase of 130 megawatts will be coming very soon, along with batteries that will also be arriving shortly to help cover peak hours when there is no longer enough solar energy and demand still remains high. And so the 130 and then the additional capacity to reach 600 and then the further increase to reach the final goal of the program, which is 1.2 gigawatts.
OCP Group SA is dedicated to deploying renewable energy capacities that will enable the group to achieve its strategic objectives by meeting 100% of its electricity needs from renewable sources starting in 2027. I think the size of this plant is proof of that. Even the first step today represents the largest photovoltaic plant in operation in Morocco, with a capacity of 105 megawatts, which will be increased incrementally to meet the needs of the group's industrial mining sites throughout the day. We have 2 plants here in Khoribga, so we are now at the Ouled Fairs plant with a capacity of 105 megawatts. But just a few kilometers away, there is also the Fomtizi plant, which has a capacity of 30 megawatts. And we also have 2 plants at the Gontour site in Benguerir with a current operational capacity totaling 67 megawatts, which will be equipped with storage that should be operational by next summer. Today, the technology that is starting to mature is LFP technology. So it's the same cells used in automotive mobility that can also be used to store electricity at the grid scale. It's a technology that uses phosphate ore because LFP technology stands for lithium iron phosphate. So it's the phosphate from the mine that comes back to store electricity. Morocco has ambitions for local integration in battery manufacturing, whether for mobility or for electricity storage. And of course, we are active participants in this integration, and we support all local integration initiatives for the production of Moroccan batteries. For now, some of the equipment will be imported, but all the construction work will be carried out by Moroccan companies and professionals. The advantage we have in Morocco is that we produce renewable energy at prices that are substantially more attractive than conventional sources. So it's a virtuous circle. So today we're using renewables, but we're also making substantial savings that help establish the leadership of the OCP Group and ensure access to international export markets. When it comes to electricity production, we can say that electricity generated from photovoltaic solar power is produced at a fraction of the cost of the regulated rates currently applied in the Moroccan market. So today, our production costs are around 35 centimes per kilowatt hour.